6:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here's the news edited by Durmin Samarasinghe, assisted by Nilusha Jayamana and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. Digital platform for educational reforms launched. The 16th Gamasamaga Pilisandara program will be held tomorrow in Mathura. Sri Lanka Standards Institution rejects allegations over coconut oil imports. 2 madrasa school teachers arrested on charges of giving arms training to school children in Puttlam. Minister Johnston Fernando released from 2 court cases filed by the Bribery Commission. News overseas, China sanctions organizations and individuals in the United Kingdom for lies and disinformation about Xinjiang. In sports, more athletes join lawsuit against British gymnastics. Local news in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that digital platform is a good opportunity for the people to prepare a sustainable education policy by making creative proposals and expressions. A country's vision and philosophy are built on its education system. An outdated education system will create a society that cannot move forward with the modern world. The President pointed out that a policy prepared with extensive public participation cannot be changed when government changes. President Rajapaksa was addressing a function at Temple Trees today, which was held to launch digital platform to get public views for proposed educational reforms. The theme of the digital platform is a complete education that enriches knowledge and mind. Minister of Education Professor G.L. Pieris said that the main problem in the education sector is the big gap between school education, university education and livelihood methods. The 16th Gamasamaga Pilisandara program will be attended by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and will be held tomorrow at Kirwal Kale North 3rd Step Gramanildari Division of Pitabhadra Divisional Secretariat area in the Mathura district. It is the second Gamasamaga Pilisandara program in the southern province. Gamasamaga Pilisandara program was launched on the 25th of September last year from the Badulla district. The Sri Lanka Standards Institution today rejected that it said as totally fabricated and false allegations in the media and social media claiming that senior officials of the SLSI had authorized the sale of unhealthy coconut oil imported to the country by 4 importers. Its Director General Dr. Siddhika Senaratne said SLSI will not compromise the set standards for any commodity or material that will be detrimental to the lives and livelihoods of Sri Lankans. The statement said that contrary to false reports, 13 containers of coconut oil have not been approved for sale to consumers by any authority. It said the 4 importers, namely Ali Brothers Private Limited, Sena Mills Refineries, Edirisinghe Edible Oils and Katana Refineries, are long-standing importers of oil and their samples are under test for which results will be released within a few days. It further said, based on the test results, SLSI, together with the Ministry of Health, will provide the necessary instructions to customs for sale or re-export of those imports. The Criminal Investigation Department has arrested 2 madrasa school teachers on charges of giving arms training to school children in Puttlam. Attorney General's Coordinating Officer Nisha Rajaratne said the CID arrested them on the directions of the Attorney General. Colombo Magistrates Court today released Minister Johnston Fernando from 2 court cases filed by the Bribery Commission during administration of the previous government. Minister Fernando was accused of allegedly using 153 employees of Sri Lanka Sathusa in political activities while serving as a minister from 2010 to 2014 and incurring a loss of 40 million to the government. Accordingly, Minister Fernando and 2 other accused in the case, former Sathusa Chairman Eraj Fernando and former Director of Operations at Sathusa Mohammad Shakir, were discharged from the case. Chief Magistrate Buddhika Sri Ragala announced that the verdict was delivered in accordance with an order issued by the Colombo High Court. Indian High Commissioner Gopal Bagle visited Vidyalankara Pirivena in Paliyagoda and prayed at the shrine room in the campus. Thereafter, the High Commissioner paid his respects to Venerable Valamitiyave Dharmakirti Sri Kusaladhamma Nayaka Thero. The High Commissioner Designate of Sri Lanka to India, His Excellency Mr. Milinda Moragoda, was also present during the visit yesterday. Venerable Valamitiyave Gnanaratna Thero recalled India's close association with the Vidyalankara Pirivena. The first President of India, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, had attended the inauguration ceremony of the Vidyalankara University as the chief guest in June 1956. High Commissioner Bagle interacted with the faculty of the Vidyalankara Pirivena and discussed ways to build on the strong historical and cultural links between India and the Pirivenas in the field of Buddhism. It was agreed to explore cooperation in the field of capacity building through exchange programs and assistance in research activities at the Pirivena. Handing over of letters of appointment to 197 assistant technical officers for the field duty of the Department of Irrigation took place this morning at the auditorium. They have been selected through a competitive examination covering the entire island. Minister Chamal Rajapaksa, who attended the function as the chief guest, requested the new officials to meet the farmers and solve their problems. A decision has been taken to include law as a subject in the school syllabus. A Parliament subcommittee has been appointed in this regard and it met at the Parliament complex today for the first time. The subcommittee decided to present its report within 2 months to Parliament. State Minister Susil Premajayantha was appointed as the chairman of the subcommittee. It has been decided to get public views for the report by opening the meetings of the subcommittee to the media. Another decision has been taken to appoint a technical committee consisting of Education Ministry, Education Reform State Ministry, National Education Institute, Justice Ministry and the Bar Association to assist the subcommittee. Health authorities said a section of the Jaffna town was locked down today after 80 COVID-19 patients were detected. Out of 670 individuals who were subject to PCR tests, 80 were reported as COVID-19 infected. Northern Province Director of Health Services Dr. A. Kadisuran told the media that the District COVID Control Committee at an emergency meeting decided to lock down the high-risk areas that included a part of Jaffna town, including the Kankasanture Highway, the Jaffna Main Bus Stand, the Hospital Road, Jaffna Public Fairground, Tirunelveli Public Fairground and the Jaffna Fort. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life.
The Ministry of Health said coronavirus recoveries in the country exceeded 88,000 today, with 264 more patients being discharged from hospitals following complete recovery from the virus. The total number of recoveries reached 88,145. Sri Lanka has registered a total of 91,289 positive cases of novel coronavirus so far. 2,587 of them are under medical care at hospitals and treatment centres. Meanwhile, the country has registered 557 fatalities following the outbreak of the pandemic. Former Minister Ravi Karunanayake and 6 others have been further remanded until the 31st of this month over the second bond auction case in 2016. The suspects were produced before the trial at bar hearing the Central Bank Treasury bond auctions held from the 29th of March to the 31st of March 2016. The approval was granted at the Cabinet meeting held on the 4th of January 2021 to establish the Colombo Port City Special Economic Zone, which will be an international business and services hub with specialized infrastructure facilities. Port City investor company Czech Port City Colombo Private Limited has welcomed the government's move and expects this initiative will bring more foreign direct investments to Sri Lanka. That ends local news for now, and the main news story follows.
Introducing Speed Investment with Sri Lanka Insurance, the only insurance policy that increases your sum assured by 5% every year for the same premium amount. You also get a bonus payment at maturity. What better plan to have when you can invest now and relax later? the speed investment plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life. Sri Lanka Insurance. Like a father, like a mother.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. SLBC, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. SLBC, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by SLBC Veda Mahatmya.
State Minister Professor Channa Jayasumana said today Sri Lanka will receive 600,000 doses of China's Sinopharm vaccine on Wednesday. Sri Lanka will be receiving this consignment of coronavirus vaccine jabs as a donation from China. He also said that Sri Lanka will receive around 20,000 doses of Russia's Sputnik V vaccine, and the first batch will arrive before the Sinhala and Tamil New Year. That was our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by SLBC Veda Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from SLBC.
In Watchlight this evening, Director General of the Urban Development Authority, NPK Ranavira, said measures have been taken to introduce a new online system for local authorities to approve construction plans. The Director General said this has already been initiated as a pilot project for the Kotte Municipal Council, Gampaha and Kalutara Pradeshia Sabhas. That came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. China sanctions organizations and individuals in the United Kingdom for lies and disinformation about Xinjiang. Suez blockage sets shipping rates racing, oil and gas tankers diverted away. Indian farmers squat on railway tracks to mark 4 months of protests. World news in detail. China sanctioned organizations and individuals in the United Kingdom today over what is called lies and disinformation about Xinjiang, days after Britain imposed sanctions for human rights abusers in the western Chinese region. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said in a statement it sanctioned 4 entities and 9 individuals, including lawmakers such as former Conservative Party leader Ian Duncan Smith and the Conservative Party Human Rights Commission, that maliciously spread lies and disinformation. Reeling from blockage in the Suez Canal, shipping rates for oil product tankers have nearly doubled this week, and several vessels were diverted away from the vital waterway as a giant container ship remained wedged between both banks. The 400 meters long Ever Given has been stuck in the canal since Tuesday, and efforts are underway to free the vessel, although the process may take weeks amid bad weather. Dozens of farmers squatted on railway tracks in northern India today, disrupting traffic to mark 4 months of a campaign against the opening of agriculture produce markets to private players. Tens of thousands of farmers have been camped on the outskirts of the capital, New Delhi, since last year, saying new farm laws enacted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government will leave them at the mercy of big corporations. Before we end this bulletin of world news, the headlines once again. China sanctions organizations and individuals in the United Kingdom for lies and disinformation about Xinjiang. Suez blockage sets shipping rates racing, oil and gas tankers diverted away. Indian farmers squat on railway tracks to mark 4 months of protests. That ends World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
Irrigation Minister Chamal Rajapaksa said government has initiated a program to clean 103 rivers and strengthen the banks of tanks in the country. The minister said he would visit Anuradhapura on the 31st of this month to commence the construction work of the lower Malwatu Oya reservoir. That was Development News.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
In sports news, gymnastics, a further 20 gymnasts have joined a group claim lawsuit against British Gymnastics, alleging a range of abusive behaviour. Last month, a group of 17 former gymnasts served a letter of claim on the national governing body, alleging physical and psychological abuse from coaches. The allegations in the lawsuit include inappropriate use of physical force by coaches against gymnasts, constituting physical assault. In cricket news, the first test of the Sri Lanka tour of West Indies at North Sound ended in a draw today. Sri Lanka scored 169 in their first innings and 476 in their second innings. West Indies scored 271 in their first innings and 236 for 4 wickets in their second innings. Still on cricket, the second one-day international of the England Tour of India is underway at Pune. Batting first, India scored 336 for 6 wickets in their 50 overs a short while ago. That was sports news.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Russia has decided to resume commercial flights to 6 countries, including Sri Lanka, from the 1st of next month. Accordingly, commercial flights to Germany, Syria, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Sri Lanka will commence from that date. Regular international round-trip flights between Moscow and Colombo are scheduled to operate once a week. That's business news.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News. Courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down. Everything is sorted. Why? I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Sri Lanka Tea Board said that it has performed well in January and February this year, earning ₹41 billion export revenue compared to the start of last year. The total tea production too had increased when compared to last year. In a recent statement, tea exports of 2021 indicate ₹41 billion as compared to the beginning of last year's of ₹38 billion. Sri Lankan tea is performing well in more than 10 countries. That's economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says the possibility of evening thunder showers over most parts of the island is high during the next few days. Showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island during evening or night. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabragamuwa, southern, western, central and northwestern provinces. Showers can be expected in the eastern and Ua provinces and in the Hambantota district during the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the central, Sabragamuwa and western provinces during the morning. That was the weather report, and before we end this news broadcast, the headlines once again. Digital platform for educational reforms launched. The 16th Gama Samaga Pilisandra program will be held tomorrow in Mathura. Sri Lanka Standards Institution rejects allegations over coconut oil imports. 2 madrasa school teachers arrested on charges of giving arms training to school children in Puttlam. Minister Johnston Fernando released from 2 court cases filed by the Bribery Commission. News overseas, China sanctions organizations and individuals in the United Kingdom for lies and disinformation about Xinjiang. Sports, more athletes joined lawsuit against British gymnastics.